Hello everybody, this is Ray Lejean with the Columbian. On this week's On Assignment, I will be talking with high school football reporter Paul Valencia about this upcoming season and the Columbian's partnership with the Greater St. Helens League website. Paul, how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's actually called gshlfootball.com. Brian Levesque is his name. Great guy. Been doing this for, this will be his fourth season. Just started the website on his own because he loves football. Got a big following now, and we've decided to partner. He's going to put some of his videos on our site. We're going to put some of our stories on his site and just make it better for the reader.
I love how you just jumped into that promo spot right there without me even asking a question. You would think that you were an on-assignment veteran, just reading my mind.
Well, the reason is because you call it Greater St. Helens League.com or something like that, and actually, I don't know where that website would go to.
That was a concussed moment on my part.
Okay.
That was a concussed moment. So
this will go out in editing.
Come on now. So anyway, I wanted you to mention that the Columbians plan this year for high school football with reporters and how that's going to affect and positively change the coverage.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to do something new this year in that we want to have a reporter that's representing the Columbian at every game in Clark County, and that hasn't been done before. You know, we have anywhere from 3 to 4 or 5 guys, depending on what Friday, depending on the schedule of what's going on in the other sports world, that we can send out to games, but there's 7, 8, or 9 different sites on a Friday night in Clark County. So we've actually, I've met up with a few young writers, writer wannabes, as we call them, just people who want to get in the business, and we're going to send them out to games. They're going to take stats, they're going to update scores on Twitter, and hopefully they're going to, the stories in the paper will still be relatively small for those games, the roundup games, but they might have longer stories online, and so every team should have more coverage this year.
So what are your expectations for the high school football season in this area?
Expectations. I've told my wife I expect to be working on Thanksgiving Day, and by saying that means we'll have at least one team in the state semifinals this year. That is one of the goals of high school football teams, is to be practicing on Thanksgiving Day. It means you've made the Final Four in the state of Washington, and I believe we have a good chance at 1, 2, maybe even 3 teams doing that in different classifications, of course.
So that's going to be one of the big storylines this year is how different teams like, say, Camas progresses through this season.
Camas lost a lot of great, talented people to graduation last year, but I still think they're the team to beat in 3A. Mountain View's got a good squad coming back. In the 4A, I cannot imagine anything different than Skyview versus Union, Week 9 for the league championship, but no matter who wins that one, even the loser will still possibly have a long playoff run. I can see both of those teams doing well, and like I said, there is some luck involved in the playoff run and the draw and all that, but I am figuring that I'll be working on Thanksgiving Day at least one Thanksgiving Day practice.
You heard it here first. So I just wanted to say that once on one of these videos. So what are your expectations, or what, not expectations, but what has kind of changed in Washington State high school football this year? Are there any changes?
Oh, I know the mercy rule has changed. I want to say, it used to be 45 points, where if you get up to 45 points up, then it would be a running clock.
You wave the white flag?
Yeah, it kind of is. It's a running clock. Then the clock only, so the games go a lot quicker. And I think it's down to 42 now. But you know what? I wanted to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it's 42 now. So if you're up by 42, running clock starts and the game will get over quicker. And unfortunately, that happens a lot around here because we have some really, really good teams and some teams that are struggling, at least in the last couple of years. I know Union 2 years ago got to the running clock like 5 consecutive weeks, for example, and that's really not fun for anybody involved. Even the winning teams, they'd rather have a little bit more competition, get ready for the playoffs. I believe the leagues, I believe the 4A league is going to be deeper, a little bit better this year. So I'm hoping there won't be too many of those games. They're not fun to cover either. It's 45-0.
So what keeps you interested in covering high school football year after year?
Well, football is the greatest game ever made, so that's how I look at it. And I do watch it every year. I mean, all year long. I'm a huge NFL nut, and I keep games from the NFL on the DVR, and I actually watch them again and again throughout the off season. But football is my favorite sport. I played it. It's the one I'm the most knowledgeable about out of all the sports that I do cover. And I'm so grateful. Week 1, I have 2 games to cover, and I'm glad because I'd rather have 2 games a week as opposed to 1. I mean, I could work Thursday, Friday, Saturday football games if we had any. But I never get tired of covering high school football.
Paul right here is an NFL nut. He left out the fact that he's a huge Raiders fan, which is a mark on character in some
Actually,
areas.
there are only 2 NFL fans: Raider fans and those who wish they had the loyalty and courage to be Raider fans.
Woo. So, prediction this year: Raiders in the Andrew Luck sweepstakes, or what?
No, they're not in the Andrew Luck sweepstakes. They have their quarterback of the future. They just got Terrell Pryor.
Oh.
So anyway,
Okay, so
but
5 wins. Right?
Honestly, they could be a better team this year and have a worse record than last year, because last year they had the easiest schedule that they could. This year they're playing the AFC East and the NFC North, and it may not be a great season, but I see things through silver and black colored glasses, and I see 10 wins. But I can see I don't really see 10 wins. What am I talking about? But I am going to the game against the Patriots. That'll be
Nice.
It'll be fun to watch.
So tell people one more time where they can find the coverage this fall.
360preps.com. Columbian, pick up the newspaper every Saturday for all the information and pictures in the paper, but also 360preps.com, and we'll have features throughout the season. And then also, I'd like to remind people that we do cover all of the fall sports. We just consider football its own season, and then fall sports as well. But every week in the Columbian and on 360preps.com, there will be a non-football feature.
And with the new partnership, there will be video too, right?
There'll be some video as well, and then maybe some predictions and some podcasts with me and Brian.
Cool deal. Well, Paul, thank you for coming on. You can also follow Paul on 360 Paul V on Twitter.
Oh yes.
You can also follow me, COL_small cities on Twitter, and also you can find the podcast that we've done previously on the Columbian's website under podcast. Once again, Ray Lejeune, and you have been on assignment.